is fraction. So very first question that arises in our mind is, what is fraction? So before we start this chapter, let's recalculate what is fraction and its types. So fraction represent part of a whole. Let me take time and repeat this statement again and again, that a fraction represent part of a whole. Fraction represent part of a whole. Here we'll take one example of pizza, the tasty pizza. Here this is pizza. Everyone like this, I know. Here, suppose I have one pizza with me and I have to eat one portion of this. Then how to represent that portion? So here I can say that I eat that much portion of pizza. That much portion of pizza. So here we can represent it as one part out of 4 parts. One part out of 4 parts. From where I will get this? So here fraction represent as 1, 2, 3, 4. Total part. Total number of parts. Next, number of parts I have. So here I can say that I have one part out of this 4 parts. So here this fraction will be represented as 1 by 4. Now suppose you have to do it with some example. So here we'll take some example from our book. That is, we have to find out, this is one of the rectangle which is divided into 3 equal parts. Now I shape 2 parts out of the 3. Now I have to find out how to write this in fractional form. So here we can write, first of all, total number of parts. So 1, 2, 3. Out of this 3, how many parts were shaded? So 2 parts were shaded. So fraction of this is 2 by 3 or 2 over 3. Now the next question which arises in our mind is, what is this 2 and what is this 3 and what is this bar? So here we can see this 2 is nothing but the numerator. And this is the fractional bar or divisional bar. Next, this 3 is denominator. So, our definition will be a fraction represent as numerator upon denominator. As I told you, a fraction is a part of a whole. It's a single part of a whole thing. Let's take some example from our book. In our book, the questions were given. This is one of the circle. It is divided into 8 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now here, this is shaded portion. Now they wants to know how many portion of this circle is shaded. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total of 8. And how many portions were shaded? 1, 2 and 3. So the answer is 3 over 8, or we can say that 3 by 8. Some more examples we will take. This is one of the triangle. It is divided into two halves. One portion is shaded one. Each portion is half. Each portion is half. And this is total one triangle. So total part is 1, 2, and how many of out of that is shaded? So 1. So answer of that is 1 over 2. Okay, next we will continue with our next topic, that is some important properties of fraction. Yes, fraction is also having some important types and properties. So we'll begin with the types of fraction. Types of fraction. Very first type of fraction is proper fraction. Proper fraction. Second type of fraction is improper fraction. Third type of fraction is mixed fraction. Fourth type of fraction is like fraction. Fifth type of fraction is unlike fraction. These all 5 were the types of fraction. So very first we have to understand what is proper fraction. So a proper fraction is a fraction in which the numerator is less than the denominator. Numerator is less than the denominator. So fraction in which numerator is less than denominator is the proper fraction. So take one example. Any example you can take. Numerator is less than the denominator. So 3 by 5. This is one of the fraction. Here 3 is the numerator, 5 is the denominator. And we'll check this. 3 is less than 5. So this type of fractions are known as proper fraction. Take one more example. 1 by 2. Yes. Here also 1 is less than 2. It means this is also a proper fraction. 1 is less than 2. Now, next is improper fraction. Improper fraction. A fraction numerator is greater than denominator. This type of fractions are known as improper fractions. Let's take one example. 8 by 5. This is improper fraction. Improper fraction. Any other example? Yes, 7 by 2. 7 by 2. 7 is greater than 2. Means this numerator is greater than this denominator. It means this type of fractions is known as improper fraction. This type of questions is given in your book, in which you have to filter out the proper fractions and improper fractions. So how you will find out? You will find it very easily, as you will see that if the numerator is less than the denominator, then that type of fraction is proper fraction. And if the numerator is greater than the denominator, then that type of fraction is known as improper fraction. Now we'll move toward mixed fraction. Third fraction is mixed fraction. So what is mixed fraction? A mixed fraction, a fraction which combines a whole number and a improper fraction. That is mixed fraction. That is mixed fraction. Now take some examples of mixed fraction. Here, a fraction which combines a whole number and a proper fraction. So here we will take one example of 2 whole 1 by 2. 2 whole 1 by 2. How to write and represent this? How to write and represent this? Let me show you. 2 whole 1 by 2. Okay, now this is the whole number. Whole number. This is the fractional part, means the proper fraction. Fractional part means the proper fraction. So here 2 means 1 plus 1 plus half. 1 plus 1 plus half. We will indicate it with the help of diagram also. One portion means this is the complete portion, plus one more portion, complete portion. Then half of it. We can take half of this circle, only half part. So 1 plus 1 plus half means 2 and a half. 2 whole 1 by 2. This is mixed fraction. Now the next type of fraction is like fraction. Fourth type of fraction is like fraction. What is like fraction over here? So you can say that a fraction in which the denominators are same, are like, that type of fractions are known as like fractions. Fractions in which denominators are same. Let's take one example. Here 1 by 2, 3 by 2, 4 by 2. In all these fractions, denominator is same. So we can say that this is like fraction. Next is for unlike fraction, which is our fifth type, that is unlike fraction. So a fraction in which the denominators are different. The denominators are different. Fractions with different denominator. Different denominators are known as unlike fraction. Take some examples. 3 by 5, 2 by 3, 1 by 8. All the denominators are different. That's why this type of fraction is known as unlike fractions. Now, in your book, in exercise 6.2, some questions were there. We have to filter out like fractions and unlike fraction. So, see one. Yes, you have to put tick in the like fraction and unlike fraction, which is given in your book. So solve it. Now, next we'll move toward equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. What is equivalent fraction? Questions will be, you have to find the equivalent fraction of the given fraction. So take one question from the book. 3 equivalent fraction of 1 by 5. You have to find out 3 equivalent fraction of 1 by 5. So there, how to find out this? How to find out equivalent fraction? So, to find out equivalent fraction, we have to multiply this fraction with the same numerator and denominator. With the same numerator and denominator. Let's begin. 1 by 5 multiplied by 2 upon 2. Numerator is also same and denominator is also same. So what is the answer? Next, 1 by 5 multiplied by 3 by 3. They are asking next 3. So 1, 2 and 3. 4 by 4. 1, 2 once time, 2, 5 2 times, 10. 1 3 times, 3, 5 3 times, 15. 4 once time, 4. 5 4 times 20 means 2 by 10, 3 by 15, 4 by 20 are the next three equivalent fraction of 1 by 5. We will check this also. 1 by 5 is equals to 2 by 10. Yes, it's 2 stable. 2 ones time 2, 2 5 times 10. Again we will get the same number, 1 by 5. It means both the fractions are equal. Next check for this also. 3 by 15. In 3 stable, it will cut how many times? 5 times. 3 ones times 3, 5 times 15. 1 by 5, 1 by 5. Both the fractions are equal. This is the way of the given fraction. We will do that. Check for equivalence. So very first question from your book is 21 by 49, 3 by 7. These were the two fractions which is given in your book, and we have to check whether they are equivalent or not. So how to check? Very first step that you have to do is just cross multiply these two fractions. This is the way how to cross multiply. Now, this 7 denominator will get multiplied by this numerator 21. So here 21 multiplied by 7. Now we have to put equals to symbol to check the equivalency. This 49 will get multiplied by 3. So 49 multiplied by 3. Now do the multiplication. 7 once time 7. 7 two times 14. Answer is 147 equals to. Now check for this also. 9 3 times 21. 1. 9 3 times 27. 7 to carry over. 4 3 times 12. 12 plus 2 14. 147 is equals to 147 means left hand side and right hand side. LHS and RHS both were equal. Both were equal. It shows that these two fractions are equivalent to each other. Take one more example from your book and solve this. By 12 and 2 by 3. Do the cross multiplication. 2 by 3. By cross multiplying 8 product by 3 and here 12 will get product by 2. So 8 3 times 24 and 12 2 times 24. Both were